Man, not a good night. You're listening to the All Burgundy and Go Everything Commanders post game show powered by the Urban Sports Scene of Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM at 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders fell to the Philadelphia Eagles 26-18 on Thursday night. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my co-hosts and homies, Glenn and George, man. But before we get into the game and get into it, man, let me just get into some particular. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. Also, if you're viewing this on a different platform, go to our All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button and like this video. Folks in the chat right now, continue to like this video right now. It does well for our algorithm. So if you're on there, if you're in there right now listening, hit the like button. It does, like I said, it does well for our algorithm, so we can be searchable for Commanders content. But also, this post-game show is also being streamed on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. All right, I'm start with you, George. I always like your emotion after games because you kind of get into it. First off, bro, your overall thoughts on this loss by the Commanders?
The defense was asked to try to do the impossible, which was hold back the Tide forever. They played well most of the night until they were too tired to play well. The coaching staff, this was awful. This was Ron Rivera-esque from them. Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury, you get an F tonight because you let everybody else down. And this offensive line let everybody down tonight. They got their butt kicked the last three quarters of this game. And it's disappointing because we had every chance. Nearly shut them out in the first half, hold them to 2 field goals going to the fourth quarter, and you don't win in a division game where if you win it, you're in almost a catbird seat to win this division, and now you're gonna need some help to win this division besides beating Philadelphia the second time. I'm pretty livid at the coaches right now.
All right, Glenn, your thoughts, bro, before I get into mine.
What game were y'all watching? Philadelphia was in control of this game the whole time.
No, I don't think so. But go ahead.
And I know people hate me. This team, and we took hats off the defense.
First off, nobody hates you though. Go ahead, continue though.
They gave up, and I'm a Commanders fan. They gave up 434 yards. The kicker missed. Let's be honest. The kicker missed 2 field. He missed 7 points on the board. It shouldn't even been this close, George. And
he gave them. They gave us the chance by doing that, and Washington got the stops that gave us those chances.
But listen to what I'm saying. The offense moved up, and the Philadelphia offense moved up and down the field. If the kicker does not miss field goals, the game is not this close. We watched a terrible game.
That's fair.
So what I'm saying is, this game they had a chance to win because the kicker missed field goals. That's. The defense didn't do anything. Gave up 400 yards.
So I'm going to stop you there, but go let you continue because I think you're using the numbers of the last 2 runs as if that dictated the whole game. Because take away the 2 runs, take away the 2 big runs, that stat isn't as big, isn't as gaudy.
2 big runs, they still gave up 370.
Yeah, 370. But if you look at what they did, all right. So they had a bunch of other than the missed field goals, and they're only field goals, not 7. That's one. That's field goals, not 7.
No. They add up to 7.
No. Yeah. So how many kicks he missed? 3. He missed 2 kicks, right?
He missed 2 kicks and an extra point.
All right. So that's 6 points. That's 6.
7 points.
Okay. They stopped them enough times. How many times did they punt? They punt the ball. It's not like this defense did not stop them. This defense did stop them. They weren't. They didn't. How many touchdowns did they score other than the last 2 runs?
Okay. If we doing that, then you take away the last Washington touchdown.
All right, I'm cool. But you said the defense. I get what you're talking about. But you're saying the defense didn't play well. I'm telling you, other than the last 2, the defense was on the field. The defense was on the field the majority of the time. We just said this. They got tired toward the end. If we're going to look at it from first half to first half, they gave up 6. Instead of giving up 7, which they gave up 6 field goals. He missed the kick, or they gave up 6. How many touchdowns they gave that? He scored another touchdown, right? That's 13, right? So that's 13. Was another field goal 16? If that. So I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like I'm with George. I don't think the defense played bad. I think the defense played well. I think the offense didn't do their part.
Look, I'm not saying terrible, right? Let's be honest. If they give up, the defense was a bend don't break defense, right? They missed the freaking field goal. They missed the field goal, right? Bend don't break. The defense played well enough for the offense if the offense scored points to win the game. But here it is. But the defense, if the Philadelphia Eagles makes the field goal, right? They make the 7 points on the board. Washington only scored 1 touchdown, and now let's go score 2. I would give they scored the first one in the first quarter, right? And that was because Tressway had a great punt and backed Philadelphia up. Defense came and stopped them on 4th down, short field. They scored, right? Yeah. So if you add the field goal, so again, defense played well, gave up 20 points, and defense ran out of gas. They gave 20 points up in the 4th quarter. All right, offense couldn't go. Goes back to my point last week I made on Sunday, right? Teams are figuring out Jayden Daniels. Defenses are figuring out Jayden Daniels, and there has to be something different that's going on. We blame. Okay, last week people say, "Hey, Glenn, it was the guys that throwing the football." Guess what? Tonight, y'all can say what you want. Jayden Daniels' balls were short, he was pressured, and he was late.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
He's starting to hit that rookie wall. And these 10 days, I think, will help him a lot to recover. And some of it's Cliff Kingsbury and some of it's Dan Quinn, because everybody want to talk about it. Hey, 4th down from 44-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Kick it.
Yeah.
The most idiotic decision they've made.
My man Timothy came out and said it. Why did we go for it on that 4th down? Go ahead, Glenn. Say what you were saying, because pull it up.
I'm just saying. At that point, people are going to ask Dan Quinn, and I know they're going to ask him, why did you kick the field? Why did you kick the field goal? Your kicker is perfect. You can't say kicker, right?
Yeah.
The kicker is perfect. Has not missed since he's been in Washington. Made a 45-yard earlier. It's 44. Yeah, you wanted to go up by more points, but you had 8 minutes left in the game. All right? Get the points where you can get them. Now you up by 1. Your defense played well. Maybe you get a stop, you get the ball, and now you put the ball back in your offense's hand to run the clock out.
Yeah. So I just felt like offensively this team didn't bring it. You know what I mean? And just it's a sad thing. I just felt like in situations, and my Mike's agree with you, Glenn. Here you go.
Yeah.
Facts, Glenn.
What's up, Mike? We're on the same page this week, man.
All right, so you know what I'm saying? I'm not down right now. This was just another litmus test, bad game. I agreed. Analytics
I agree with that. I'm not down either. It's just bad test. Bad game.
What else did my man say? I'm trying to read some of these chats out. My comments. My man DH said, we're about to have 10 days of fans crashing out and giving up. Already seeing a lot of see, I told you so online.
He's right. There are people already starting up and already saying, "Oh, this is not really a good team," and this and that, and it's baloney.
Yeah, you got. Because people want that. Some people want to be right. They want that narrative. But let me put it in perspective. So I'm gonna put it in perspective. One, you're going on the road on a Thursday night game against a good team. You're on the road, so it's like you're not. It's winning on the road. It isn't easy. Period. Right? You know what I mean? So that's one thing. So for this team to lose this game shouldn't be a shocker. Shouldn't be a surprise. But I just didn't like the play calling. I ain't like situational play calling. I thought that you had B-Rob. I think it was 3rd and 1. Or is it 31 or 2nd and 1? Maybe 2nd and 1. You're running a off tackle with Jayden Daniels. And I'm like, come on, man. We got B-Rob. We got momentum. What are we doing here? It just felt like Cliff Kingsbury was trying to get too cute again. You know what I mean? I think, and that's the thing. I felt like he was getting way too cute. You mentioned them not going for the field goal and going for it. To your point, Glenn, I think that changed everything. The momentum of the game. Kick the field goal. Your kicker is trusted. Gonzalez has been really clutch. He's making these kicks, making it look easy. You have an opportunity to go up. The name of the game is to go up, and you dictating what the Eagles do. By you not kicking that field goal, but by you not getting that 4th down, now the Eagles dictate what's going to happen. So I just felt like that changed the whole momentum of the thing. I think they were too concerned with the Eagles' offense to rather just kick the field goal and trust your defense. Your defense is playing well. You know what I mean? Other than a few slip-ups on defense in terms of saying Percy Butler just missing Jalen Hurts on that 3rd down run, just missing him. You know what I mean? Things like that. They were in great situation. Cornerbacks played well. Did you hear AJ Brown? AJ Brown typically kills this team. They shut down AJ Brown. The only person which I talked about, and he did damage, but he did damage on the last 2 big runs with Saquon. And we talked about that in the pregame, George. Try to eliminate the explosive plays with Saquon. And we both said, you just trying to contain him. You know what I mean? Just trying to contain him. But
they did it for 3 quarters.
For 3 quarters, but then like anything, you're going to get a little tired. And then eventually, and I felt like, again, when you messed up, when you didn't get that 4th down, when you didn't kick that field goal, everything changed in the game. Everything changed. That's when the game tilted the other way.
Can I go back to something you mentioned on Twitter, which was a great point, and just got totally glossed over because the announcers don't know what they're doing, and maybe the coaches don't know what they're doing either. I thought John Bates got the first down on that play.
That first down.
That looked like a first down. Why didn't they challenge that? Because from there, the next 3 plays were abysmally called, and of course, not going for the field goal instead. And I don't know if it was, it doesn't matter because it's second and it was second and short. We're going to get it anyway, or what? That is either arrogance or just not paying attention. And again, that's why most of my ire is directed at the coaches tonight, and specifically Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn, because you got to be paying attention to stuff like that. That looked to me like a first down. Maybe it wasn't worth a challenge. Maybe they were telling him not to challenge. I don't know, but they just kind of just ignored that. And then where was the play action on some of these second and short plays where they ran the ball and got stuffed? Where was the play action? That's been such a big part of this offense, and we hardly saw it tonight. And I don't understand. I don't understand. And part of me is blaming the Jayden Daniels injury because we don't have the RPOs. We don't have him pulling the ball and running, which we'd see a lot on second and third and short and convert as a result. And I don't understand what's going on with this coaching staff tonight, especially the offensive play caller.
I will say this though. Go Glenn.
I'll say you couldn't have play action tonight too much, right? Because you had a decent running game, but you didn't have enough running game where the play action was going to fool anybody. Because guess what? Can we be honest here? And I love Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin and other receivers got shut down by rookies, right? Some of that was Jayden Daniels, but some of that was receivers as well, right? Rookies shut them down tonight because he couldn't get the ball to him. Right, and someone maybe play call. All his balls went to tight ends and went to running backs, check downs. That means the corners for the Philadelphia Eagles and Carter, who the D line was taking the timing off of Jayden Daniels. Carter had a field day today, right? He made Wiley look bad. And again, I agree with some of the guys in the chat. The Week 14 bye is hurting this team because this team has not rested. The team think about it. They played Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh came off a bye. Right, Pittsburgh came off a bye week, so teams have been rested. So you have to look at how this team is operating and gotta play within your strengths. Jayden Daniels is not 100%. We saw that for the last couple of weeks. He's playing through. A shout out to the rookie, right? He's playing through. But at this point in time, the Washington Commanders really need this 10-day off to recover. It's like a mini bye. They need to recover. And today wasn't a day. The sky's not falling. This team has lost 4 football games. This team still has an 80% chance to make the playoffs. It's not. Look, if somebody would have told the fan base that are talking about the skies falling that at week after what is it, 7-4 after 11 games that this team would be 7-4, everybody out there that's talking on Twitter would have took it.
Correct.
That's true.
Everybody on Twitter would have took it. So guess what? Stop complaining about the skies falling. 7 games. You got 6 games left, right? 6 games left, win 3 of them. Matter of fact, win 4, and you probably get a chance at the division.
Let me put my man Jesse White. I'm sure he's an Eagles fan. So I like the controllers out there too, man. Washington's overrated. They lost the game on the road to an Eagles team. That's overrated. I mean,
what killed it? I hope we get a lot more comments about that because I just want to remind Eagles fans, y'all didn't get in the end zone until the 4th quarter tonight. Yeah. If Washington's offense had turned up at all, you wouldn't have come back in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And you got lucky because Jaden's a little dinged up and because Cliff had a bad game. Don't assume that's going to happen the second time they play. You're going to
be on the road the second time. So we'll see how it is when you're on the road. That's how I get it. We'll see. It'll be a different game. You'll be on the road. But I will say that, I don't use this is my thing. I don't use injuries thoroughly because you're out there and you're a quarterback. At the end of the day, so we're not asking you when you're playing the quarterback position. We're not asking you to run thoroughly all the time. You got to make plays with your arm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. That's the reason why people would criticize Lamar Jackson because they would say all right, he's running, he's not throwing anybody up or whatever. So at the end of the day, you're out there, your arm works, and you were able to kind of maneuver in the pocket and make throws. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, you can say injury or whatever, but he wasn't making throws, and there was opportunities for him to step into throws. He was late on certain reads to the running backs, and it's okay, man. Again, you're seeing pressure. I think that does play a point. I would say this was the worst the offensive line looked throughout this whole season so far. So
they got their butt kicked.
The Eagles' own defensive line, took over the offensive line. So at the end of the day, like we've said, like, dang, this offensive line is look good against some of the best pass rushers in football, right? Like TJ Watt was quiet for most of the game against this team. Like on Sunday, they go against this Eagle unit, and they give them credit. They whipped up on it. I'm gonna give them credit. They whipped up on it. You know what I mean? So I felt like that did a lot of it. Like to what Glenn's point is, like, I think the pass rush and these defenses and how they're playing Jayden right now is what's going on. So like even DA said, he said Wiley looked like Wiley from last year. He did. He was getting whipped. You know what I mean? So I feel like the pressure was there. Let's see, what my man say? Darnell Brown said, I'm glad BSJ wasn't on the field. Yeah, he was on the field, and he didn't play that bad for real. He had a hamstring injury though. Learning on, he wasn't bad. I'm going to hold y'all. He wasn't that bad.
No, he had a couple good plays early.
500 yard for 1-3. What's the Cardinals record right now? They beat the Cardinals. They 1-3. What else? They 1-3.
They beat the Cardinals, who won the division.
Who won the division?
Or winning the division. Excuse me.
Yeah. What's the Eagles' record against good teams too? I'm just confused. I'm curious. That everybody keeps using that stat.
I mean, look.
What's this good team the Eagles beat? Because everybody uses that stat. It's us. It's probably just us, right?
It might be just us at this point. I mean, they beat the Packers. They beat the Packers in Brazil. They were fortunate to do that.
All right. So yeah. So two teams better. Okay. Stop using that stat because some of y'all, they're in the same boat basically.
Yeah.
You're in the same boat. That's that people use that stat all the time. You're in the same boat.
I think the difference that we've seen in the Washington Commanders in the last two games.
Would you hold on? I want to read this. Would you start Mariota these next two games in order to give a real break? Nah, not at all.
Honestly, what week was good to start Mariota? It would have been the Giants game.
Yeah.
That was the week to do that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Jayden's going to be all right by 10 days from now. That's what I'm hoping that.
Not at all. I wouldn't do that at all. The Eagles have a top on Instagram. Relo Gerald Quinn said the Eagles have a top 5 defense. Yeah, I'm not knocking the Eagles defense. They're good. They were definitely legit. So you won't hear me that their defense was legit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I'm talking about the only team that Eagles have that have the winning record right now that they beat.
Yeah.
Is the
us and the Packers and the Packers, right?
They beat the Packers on the opening week of the season.
Packers and Commanders.
That's it. So what are we doing here? Don't use that stat. That stat doesn't mean nothing. Like,
that doesn't mean anything.
If you're gonna use that stat, use it somewhere else. Like, like, all right.
And again, I'm not going to hear the Eagles crowing when Washington held them out of the end zone for 3 quarters.
No, I'm not.
And led starting in 4th quarter.
I get you feel good about your win. I'm not going to take away you feeling good about the win, but
hey, they won the game and all that. But they didn't dominate the game.
Yeah, they did. Like, just don't say. And I wouldn't even use the term down. Like they took over that 4th quarter. That's what happened. They took over the 4th. And but don't make it seem as if you're going to use that argument, then that's the wrong argument. Use another argument. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Use another argument. That's all I'm saying.
We can't control how other people play. And then I always tell people that they can't control who they play. The schedule's already set, and they can't control what the other teams do against other teams. That's not there. Nobody said that when the New England Patriots were playing the Jets, the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills all those years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I think one thing that's
go ahead.
I think one thing that's glaring for the last 2 weeks for the Washington Commanders offense, because we've seen a struggle in the offense, and I don't know if it's Cliff Kingsbury or if it's Jayden Daniels or the offense as a whole. This offensive team on third down percentages and the wins have been great, right? Has been totally great. All right. But problem for the last 2 weeks, this team is 10 to 28 on third downs, right? And 10 to 28 on third downs. Tonight it was 3 for 12 on third downs, and last week it was 7 for 16.
It's changing.
So this team is not staying on the field, and offense is not drive. Remember, this Washington team used to be a team earlier had long sustained drives.
Yep.
We very rarely saw Tressway. In the last 2 weeks, Tressway punted 6 times last week. I believe it's 6 tonight too as well. In the last 2 weeks, Tressway punted 12 times, when in the first 10 games, he hadn't even punted 5.
Yeah.
So the problem is third down, having to be able to sustain long third downs, and some of that's because the first down play call or the second down play call is not getting not getting it done. Brian Robinson came back tonight, had a good run, but we didn't see him later on. Eckler catching the ball out of the backfield was great, but you can't go to the well but so many times with your running backs coming out of the backfield. You got to be able to establish the run and be able to get the third and manageable. And some of the questions, some of the calls on the third and manageable will still a little shaky tonight too. So the third down has been key in these last two losses for the Washington Commanders because this is the first 2-game losing streak of the season because they hadn't lost back-to-back games all year long.
I agree with Jeremy. It's the truth. I mean, he's a rookie. That's what rookies do. Jayden got to stop staring at receivers. He gets a little spooked against good defenses. He does stare at receivers down. I mean, I see it. He's a rookie though. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like rookies, you tend to have to scheme people open at times when you're gonna stare. What I like about Jayden, and we all should like about Jayden, is like he's not. If he don't see it, he ain't throwing it.
That's right.
I mean, I know you do a pick like today, but if he don't see it, he ain't throwing it. So. And that's good. You know what I mean? He's not trying to force the play or play hero ball. But teams, I want to talk about, Cliff Kingsbury. We're talking about this offense. And I'm gonna go to you because I kind of want to go with your thought process. I kind of agree with you. Do you feel like teams have kind of figured out because it's getting we're talking the last couple of, you're saying the last couple of weeks, so I'll give you that. Or have teams figured out Cliff? Because we talked about this prior to before that, that's towards the end of the seasons where defenses typically when he was in Arizona, defenses typically figured him out towards the latter part of the season. Have we gotten to this point?
I think what teams have done, I think teams have figured Jayden Daniels out, not Cliff Kingsbury, right?
Gotcha.
I think teams have figured Jayden, and someone said, how's the difference? Well, the difference is the play call comes in now, but if defenses have been speeding up Jayden Daniels' clock. Right, and that's probably because of the shuffling of the offensive line. Brandon Coleman was back tonight. We had Wiley, who had the arm, was taking care of his arm. Had his arm taken care of, and a sling tonight on a brace. So again, teams have been speeding up his clock, and Jayden is worried about that. Right? Let's be honest. Carter had a great job. Carter had a great game this week. Right? Great game. Last week, Hayward, right, had a great game for Pittsburgh.
Linebackers too.
Linebackers again. What's my man? What's the linebacker for Pittsburgh?
For Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Quinn
had a great game last week. So again,
Pat Queen.
So they've been speeding up. So now his play call, his clock has to move quicker, right? That's why you find an Eckler. He don't have time to go downfield to a McLaurin or to De'Ami Brown or to a Noah. They have not given him that time where he can really set in the pocket and dissect. When we saw it later, look at when he did have time, he was hitting the tight ends for 6, 7, maybe 8, 9 yards when he had time. When he didn't have time, offensive line gave up 3 sacks tonight, 3 sacks last week, 6 sacks in the last 2 weeks. So therefore, the pressure is coming. So what teams have been trying to do for Jayden Daniels, they're taking his lanes away from him because they know he's not going to run like that. He's not 100% healthy, right? They speed up when he runs when he has the opportunity, right? He's not looking to run because a couple times tonight he could have ran, but he stayed in the pocket and tried to look downfield. So he doesn't want to get hit, and then he's going out of bounds as well. So teams are speeding his clock up. They're converging on him, keeping him in the lanes, right? Keeping him in the lanes and daring him to beat them with receivers. And they did a good job tonight, dropping linebackers back and blanketing Terry McLaurin, Noah, and De'Ami Brown that was in the game. So again, tight ends make catches, running backs. That means he's going to his third receiver, which means his first 2 reads are not right, and he's going to his checkdowns.
So let me read some comments before I let you go, George.
Okay.
Let me read some comments. Question: Jeremy asks, was Jay and Cliff afraid of Mitchell, a matchup with Terry? I don't think he was afraid. I just don't think. I don't think he saw it. Let me put it that
Did
way.
they call any shot plays tonight? Because it felt like they didn't.
They didn't. They barely took her. They really didn't. They did the one play when he rolled out and Terry had him. They went against the other rookie. Terry had him be on the outside. I like Mitchell though. I think Mitchell was pretty good, but I don't think they took enough shots with it. That's another question. My man, Jeremy had another question. Jeremy said, "Is it time for the team to slow the tempo, give Jayden time to think and process instead of doing all that extra communication?" I kind of think he's comfortable with, up tempo, but that's me. I would like to get your opinion about it. I think he's really comfortable with up tempo. George, your thought process.
I think there's something to that with Jeremy. Here's what I don't understand. I had a real problem with the play calling. There weren't the quick throws to kind of get Jayden in a rhythm early in the game, except for when they got down 12-10, that was the best drive they had all night until they screwed up the second, third, and fourth down, and it felt like that Jayden was starting to get into a rhythm, but it also felt like they were actually aggressive. And what I'm wondering is, why were they all of a sudden? Why did they wait until he got behind to get aggressive? And instead, we're calling this game that they were calling, where it felt like they weren't taking shot plays, there weren't throws down the field, and they sort of let the Philadelphia dictate to him, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I agree with my man DMV Hog Hunter. He said Cliff needs to stop playing conservative. Thought he was real conservative. So Glenn, what about you, bro? Your thought process in terms of, like I mentioned, do you think up tempo or should they slow down the tempo?
I think it's when you go pace, it has to be in moments in the game, right? If your guys can sustain it, it has to be in moments, right? When you think you have that edge, right? And it's kind of, and they've gone up tempo, but again, I think they switched the up tempo situation because referees have been slowing them down anyway by standing over top of the ball and giving them opportunity to switch. So again, why am I going to keep trying to go up tempo where I know they're going to slow me down anyway? So therefore, he slowed it down. I'm just reading some of these comments. I mean, I was looking at what took me so long on the press conference. I'm looking at these comments. There are some idiot fans talking about 7 and 10, talking about the it is like, to me,
on what, on X or just what you talking about?
No, the regular press conference, Commander's press conference, not on X. I got y'all don't see. I got multiple screens.
Oh, you said fans. I'm talking about fans. Fans are saying 7 and 10. Who's fans are saying 7 and 10?
Probably on the Facebook, like on the Facebook comments on screen.
Got you. All right, got you, bro.
But I'm just looking and laughing at these guys because the comments is crazy, right? The team lose 2 football games. You don't, and this is one thing that this fan base gets me is you don't hear the Buffalo Bills fan base say anything when they lose 2 games, right? It is like next game up. Certain fan bases understand what their team is. And if you watch this team, you understand that this team is a team that's getting tired, right? This team is this team that still wins games. This team was still beating the Philadelphia Eagles with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter and was still up, right? Up by 4 with 9 minutes left. So guess what? We don't hear this conversation if make the field goal, they're scared to stop. You don't hear this conversation if on that 3rd and 1, if they could
kick a field goal. Right.
The kick field goal, or on the 4th and 1 if he converts it, right, and they go down the field and score a touchdown. So those things like here are crazy. Then when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles schedule, the Philadelphia Eagles still have to play some quality football teams.
They got to play Baltimore. They got to play.
They got Pittsburgh. They have to still play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They still got to play Baltimore. They still got to play Washington again.
Yeah.
So guess what?
That's why I'm laughing at this stuff.
I laugh at people like the sky's not falling. It's not over, right?
Yeah.
This team. If this team makes the playoffs, that's great. You know what I'm saying? With this team they got a great chance to make the playoffs. The sky's not over, right? We said it. Look, man, this defense has played well. And I know I came on saying defense they gave up a lot of yards. Defense has played well, and offense has struggled just a little bit, right? So again, they'll get it right. 10 days, get a rest, go enjoy your family, and they'll right the ship. I can't remember who they come back and play with next Sunday. Who is it?
It's Dallas.
Dallas next week. Come on, you're playing a Dallas football team with Cooper Kupp, right? I mean, not Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush, right? Cooper Rush. It is, and that way the Dallas football team looked last Sunday, right?
You got 2 Dallas games, Tennessee and New Orleans. Honestly, those should be 4 wins.
And we talking about
And if people like the sky's falling, look, can we be honest? That's 11 wins right there. That's 11.
It should be 11 wins. It should be 11 wins.
Okay, let's hypothetically, because I'm gonna use the hypothetical. They saying it should be 11 and 6. Come on, no one on this stream or that stream said this team would have 11 wins at this time at the end of the season.
Facts,
that's right.
So let's not act like the sky's falling. It's a loss. They lost 2 games back to back. Whip-de-doo. All right. At the end of the day, all you want is this team to get the playoffs. This is a This is a dangerous team. Whether they're number 2 seed, the number 7 seed, nobody wants to play this team in the playoffs because they're a different team when they're running the football. A healthy Jayden Daniels, a healthy Brian Robinson, a good defense. They're okay. They are okay. Yeah. All right. It is okay.
Do they have to work on some things? Obviously, yes. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. They got to work.
The biggest thing they need is health. That's the first thing is they need health.
And when you're not talking about, you got 10 days Lattimore coming in, the way that Mikey's been playing tonight, because I want to get on some positive.
God.
Mikey played well tonight.
You know what? I'm gonna be positive. Talk about Mikey real quick. I want to be positive.
If you saw how Mikey was playing tonight, AJ Brown, we know what happened last time a young guy played against AJ Brown with his organization, right? Guess what? Mikey played the ball tonight, played well. The pass interference they gave him, I thought was tic-tac.
That was
terrible.
That was the 5-yard pass. Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, I thought that was garbage, right? Yeah. But Mikey, if you really think about it, AJ Brown didn't get 100 yards tonight.
Nah, sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah, Deontay Smith.
Devontae ain't doing. Yeah,
Devontae ain't get 100 yards tonight. Yeah. Mikey, that dog. So if you take that dog and you put the other dog, Lattimore, on the other side.
That's what I'm saying. So you thinking how I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking.
And you making this run for the playoffs.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right. You just stepped your defense up that much better with 2 dogs at the corner.
Yeah.
Can you believe that the best unit tonight for Washington was the secondary?
Facts.
Because it was.
It was.
And because you want to know why? Because St. Juice was majority of the night was on the sideline with a hamstring injury.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jeremy Chin was amazing tonight too. We're doing positives. Jeremy Chin was in the positive side tonight as well.
For the last 3 weeks, Jeremy Chin has improved. Tonight, Jeremy Chin led the defensive tackles, right? 10 solo tackles, 13 total. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and Jeremy Chin is getting better. Again, this team is not – this team is –
that's what we doing here. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Y'all here gassing people. This is what they – go ahead, Glenn. I'm sorry.
No, you good. People, again, different games, got to watch it. People got to understand – It is okay.
Absolutely.
This right here, Percy Butler was the BSJ of this game, bro. I've said this before. I'm very surprised. I'm surprised that he gets a lot of playing time. I get that with Percy Butler, his attributes, his speed is pretty dope, but he misses tackles. I'm not even talking about the one he chased down. Not the one he chased down Hurts, not that one, but the one that he missed Saquon on that first one that led to that big that long run. Like, he does miss tackles, you know what I mean? That's supposed to be a strong point that he can tackle, but he misses tackles. But yeah, I'm with you, Jeremy. I think he definitely was something out there. He definitely was. Yeah, I do too, but I don't think it's going to happen. They played Davis over Forbes. I already knew it. Yeah. Butler all Butler has is speed. I know that's all he has is speed. That's all Percy Butler has is speed.
Yeah.
That's all he does. Is that you can't say he make plays, all he has is speed.
Yeah,
man, Mikey is a dog. Mikey is him. Like, I want to tap in with Glenn said, because he's right. This is what, and for you Eagle fans listening, because y'all, I'm gonna hip you the game because y'all don't even know, because y'all just see whatever and think we're overrated. We got Lattimore. Y'all see Mikey. We get Mikey and Lattimore together. That defense changes everything, bro. I'm gonna just let y'all know that defense changes everything. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. That changes everything. But yeah, man, but I had an issue with Cliff's play calling. I just thought the situational play calling was bad. Sometimes I think people get too cute when you get too cute. You got Brian Robinson. You saw that touchdown when they scored the touchdown. How tough Brian Robinson ran, and he just sets the tone for this offense. When it's second and short, I'm going to ball. If I'm going to run the football, I'm running it with Brian Robinson or Eckler. I'm not running for 1 yard unless it's a read option play, a real read option play on the outside. I'm not, and I really wouldn't even do that. I'm running the ball with those two dudes, and that's it. Why do I gotta be cute? They've shown me they can get close yardage. Why am I being cute on the road? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like you're doing a play action go deep. You're running the ball. It's not like you're taking a real shot. You're running the ball. You're running the ball with Jayden Daniels, who it looked like they were keying on Jayden. They weren't going to let Jayden go free running. They were keying on him. So why are you even doing these extra plays? Like you said, taking points off the field, going forward on fourth down when you had the field goal to take the lead. That's just scary football. Like, if I'm looking at the way this defense is playing, I'm like, all right, man, this defense has played well. Like, I'm gonna take my chances of Jalen Hurts having to throw the ball the length of the field, because now you probably won't feel more comfortable running Saquon like that. I'm going to let Jalen throw the ball to beat me. I'd rather have that.
Take house money, baby.
Especially as it was
I'd rather
not
have
even.
that.
It was 4th and 2. It wasn't 4th and inches.
Yeah,
Like
4th and
if
2.
it's 4th and that short, and you go for it, I'll buy it. But then just go for a sneak. I mean, I don't even know what they called because Jayden almost fumbled the snap.
Yeah.
And then Philadelphia had 2 or 3 guys in the backfield and blew that up. So I don't even know if that was supposed to be a design run all the way or a pass or whatever. I think it was supposed to be a pass, and Noah Brown tried to block a guy instead of being there for the pass. But that decision was just I don't and you know what I love is that people online were making fun of the analytics people, and I say good because that is an analytics decision, and it has no common sense. Not reading the room, and that's the problem with analytics. They're like, oh, if it's just this situation, you got to go for it. No, you got to understand the psychology of it and where you're at in the game. You kick that field goal there, and even though you've had a terrible night offensively, you're ahead with 8 minutes to go, and the other team is kind of back on their heels a little bit. And that one is just going to burn me up the whole weekend.
I think Jeremy. I think Rodriguez was active. Not sure. I think he was.
I doubt it because McNichols and Eckler. I can't imagine they went with 4 running backs.
That's true. Hey, I'm gonna open it up for like a minute for folks to vent. Give you about a minute to get your stuff off. No cursing because I don't want no cursing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an Eagles fan, be real careful because I will kick you out.
I mean. Before anybody else
if I don't like what you got to say, I will kick you out. If I
want to build on what Glenn was talking about with his defense. Joe Witt's done a hell of a job this year because they were not that first 3 quarters. They were not capable of that against Philadelphia earlier in this season.
Yeah.
That was not going to happen.
My man Paul outside. We got my man Paul.
Let's go, Paul.
Paul, man.
Welcome, Paul. Good to have you.
Good to have you. I'm not even mad, to be honest with you.
What's up, bro? All right, why you ain't mad though?
Because it's like you know how it is while basketball, right?
Yeah.
It's a schedule off. They played a tough Pittsburgh game Sunday.
Yeah.
Emotional game. Then you got to turn around and play Philly.
True.
They just mentally and physically ran out of gas. We saw it first half. They hung in tough, like everybody said. I agree very point to that and what y'all saying. But second half, I was looking at like they just ain't got. They don't have the extra oomph to get over.
You know what? I like your point because you know what pissed me off? I won't even lie. Game was pretty much over. Not over, but I didn't like the last possession. I didn't like the way they was moving the last possession.
Yeah, it was terrible.
When they got the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, like they ran the ball a couple of times. I'm thinking to myself, if you score before the 2-minute warning and you get a 2, you got a chance to kick the punter back out and get the opportunity to get the ball with about a minute plus left. So give Jayden time to try to move the ball down the field. But to your point, Paul. They may have just been mentally tired, bro. Like real talk, as a whole.
They were just tired. They ran out of gas. Second half, we didn't capitalize with Philly. Mistakes, missing field goals.
That too.
Just didn't take advantage of it. You know how it is. You play sports. When you see it, but your body won't let you do it.
Yeah.
Nothing to do about it.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey, Paul, man, thanks for being on, man. We got another one, man. Appreciate you, man. That's a good point, man. Real good point, bro. Real good.
Excellent, Paul. Thank you.
We got my man DH who ready to chime in. DH, what's going on, homie? Yeah.
Yo,
DH.
what's up, fellas, man? How
What's
y'all
going
doing,
on, bro?
Hey, I'm good, man. This growing pains of the season, man. But what I'm really looking at after we watching everything, this is the last wave of the previous regime's draft picks because they don't contribute enough. So as much as I would love for them to stay, Diami's going to be gone, Forbes is going to be gone, Defoe is going to be gone, Jonathan Allen is going to be gone, BSJ is going to be gone. All those guys are going to be gone. And another point, or 2 other points actually, what you see in our losses, you actually see where we're deficient. A lot of times, a lot of our stuff got covered up this year because Jayden's been playing spectacular, right? And he's been the darling. But in these losses, you really see where we're ineffective at, and you really see what we really need. I think these wins have kind of covered up everything, and the team is gonna have to answer some real questions because the honeymoon is over. I think with the media, they've been kind of loving them up a little bit. These next 10 days, they're gonna have to answer some hard questions in these press conferences about the inability to finish out these games. And then finally, man, like y'all been saying, man, I mean, nobody expected us to be at this point. You know what I'm saying? The play calling looks inconsistent.
Yeah.
because the O-line play hasn't been consistent these
True.
past few weeks. When you're getting, ran through like a turnstile, it's hard for the offense to say, let's keep running the ball. When you do run the ball, get 6 yards, and you get stopped 2 plays right after that. So you it's gonna be a little sporadic as a play caller would do it. I mean, look, it just shows that we're still a young team. We won some games we probably shouldn't have won. Nobody expected us to win. But now we're in a position where we control our own destiny. Just keep playing the best football we can. Try to look as prepared as possible. And then hopefully we get into the playoffs and still be able to make some noise. But this team is still a long ways away from being a consistent winning football team, which I think will happen for us. It's just the beginning. That's all.
I want to do before I let you go. You said that this team has a lot of glaring issues. What are some of the issues that stick to mind for you, though? I do want to get.
Well, I look at the first thing, right? The defense played well for 45 minutes, 45 football minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the fourth quarter, they're tired. They're getting beat up the middle a lot. Granted, I love Johnny Newton. I love Deron Payne, but we're getting beat up the middle. I love Bobby Wagner. I love Frankie Louvu, but I think we need another outside linebacker to kind of be able to add to that mix that will help out and be able to help make some of these tackles. And then, like George said earlier, man, the secondary played the best tonight, man. Mikey is a dog. You really didn't have too many bad plays from BSJ. Chin played great. You had the forced fumble at the end of the game. They got the ball back. But, I mean, the secondary played well, but bringing Lattimore in this mix, having Mikey come back, I mean, I think the secondary may be the surest position on the field. And on offense, I've seen some people, like my boy hit me up and said, Terry is not a number one. I said, relax. I said, let me explain something to you.
Here we go.
I said, if you wanna be, be legit about this, no receivers on the field tonight look like a number one because nobody got targets.
Yeah.
The whole 3 quarters, only people that got targets was running backs and tight ends. Right. And I mentioned this previously.
But to your point too, DH, real quick, on even the other side of the ball, AJ Brown ain't look like a number one tonight.
Sure did. Sure did.
I mean, let's be honest. Didn't look like a number one tonight.
It's about targets. It's about how you get implemented in the offense. So Jayden he doesn't have time to throw those long routes because he's getting pressured. The offensive line's not blocking properly. So that safety net in the middle of the field, Zach Ertz got a lot of touches, but I'm hoping that's Ben Sinnott, or I'm hoping that's an explosive tight end that can break the game. Imagine if we had a guy like Kyle Pitts. Imagine if we had somebody that could really master it. Imagine if we had Travis Kelce or George Kittle, guys that could really manage the middle of the field, can cause mismatches with defense. I think that's what we're really looking for with Ben Sinnott. I hope we get that, later on this season and next year. But it was still a young ball club, man. And the problem is that we started winning. Fans are now expecting to win. Like I've been saying on every show I've been on, we're now expecting to win. So it's hard to lose. It's hard to come back to reality and realize that every team strap up. Every team is ready to play every week. And I mean, even the good teams get beat, man.
Yeah, that's how I agree with you. Hey, DH, man, appreciate you, homie. You my
Peace
guy.
and love.
I agree with
always,
you,
man.
I totally agree with you. So I agree with DH. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, everybody looks at this like they look at this as if like we can't, like, us losing is the end of the world. Like, we lost on the road. Like, are we going undefeated in every game? Like, I'm in the chat with, like, we know our text mode, like, told you better be worried. You got, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be worried. Y'all better be careful. Be careful. I'm sitting there thinking, bro, we lost the road game to the Eagles.
Most people thought we split with the Eagles anyway, if you're honest.
Yeah, we could split with the Eagles, but I'm saying, like we lost on the road to the Eagles. Who was favorite in this game? The Eagles, right?
Yeah.
We lost to the favorite team. So it's not and
they let go into the fourth quarter on the road.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, and you had a lead, right? Late in the fourth, right? In the fourth, you had a lead. So what are we talking here? Like, I know people, you should be excited that your team won. If you're an Eagles fan, be excited that your team won. You know what I mean? I don't even think the score, and honestly, the score doesn't dictate how competitive this game was. You know what I mean? Doesn't show how competitive this game was. This game was real competitive until 2 big runs. My man, I don't know. Hey, Paul said, Glenn, how do you beat 7 back? What does that mean?
I don't know. Paul, give me
Paul, clear it up real quick.
You cleared up for me, and I answered. Clear it up, and I'll take care.
Jeremy said Cliff's draw got tight. Draws got tight tonight, and didn't do enough to get 17 involved. I agree. I don't think 17 got to be a focal point, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be a focal point. You got to get him involved, man. Like, you see what it does to this offense. We've seen it prior to this regime, right?
But
we see it with this regime.
I've said it for weeks. Was 17 really involved last week? He scored 2 touchdowns, but they were like 1-yard catches.
No, he had a 17. He had a 17 and 1 yard, but he was involved. I mean, they tried to give him the ball.
They tried to get him the ball.
What you talking about? He had the big run. He had the big pass. He had 100 yards last week.
Yeah, he had the big one.
Yeah. 17's been good, bro. 17's been really. But he's third in receiving.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Oh, Jeremy has something. He says, seven back equals 4. Oh, yeah. Rushing 4 and 7. He's talking about coverage. He's talking about
coverage.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's talking about the pass rush. He's saying that basically they played zone and they rushed 4.
Yeah, they rushed 4. And that's why to answer the Paul's question, and the way that's why you had Eckler and what a running back. That's why you get out to the back. When you rush 4, you got 7 coverage. Your guy that's covered out, that means your running back is on a linebacker, right? And you'll get those swing routes, which Washington got early with Eckler. And so you'll get your 4. That's how you get it. Or if you had a healthy Jayden Daniels, the way that you get it is you with the quarterback, because no one counts when you playing 4 rushing and 7 in coverage. No one counts for the running back because you have 5 offensive linemen that's up front, and the quarterback, and nobody counts for the quarterback, and therefore you have a quarterback who can run out there. So that's if you want to do that, you have a healthy running back, a quarterback who can break coverage.
Man, I can't believe I'm about to utter these words, but we miss Cornelius Lucas tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes. Brandon Coleman looked like a rookie tonight. He looked like a 4th-round rookie tonight.
Well, that's because you had a speed rush on the edge, right?
Yeah.
We had a speed rush on the edge.
They didn't adjust.
They didn't adjust, which Philadelphia did well. Speed rush on the edge, which Coleman has to step out and set out. And then you had you bringing somebody underneath, right? And Jayden Daniels couldn't go. He had a linebacker underneath. Or the speed rusher will beat Coleman, take him outside and rip back the inside. And he got beat tonight by a young guy.
I do want to say something Paul said. I agree with him. So you have to take what defense gives you. So we have to be patient. I agree with that, Paul. I will say this though with Jayden, with some of those passes, he didn't hit his guy on time. So some guys leaked out. If he hit him on time, it would have been a better game. So I know you're right though. Take what you give, but you got to be quick in recognizing that too at the same time. And I don't think Jayden recognized it quick enough at times, to be honest with you. But again, when you're playing, when the pressure, when you know this is Paul, and you know this is any young quarterback. When you start to get hit, things change, bro. He was starting to get hit. He was getting hit. Things had to change. You know what I'm saying? So, Jeremy said, somebody tell Grandpa to put some respect on Lucas' name. Lucas has been good.
Lucas has been real good.
Lucas has been good. But yeah, I mean, it was a tough loss. I ain't feeling good about it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought we play a lot better offensively. Here you go. Yeah, Jeremy said, yeah, Jayden missed McNichols on the interception he threw while staring down Noah Brown. Like I'm saying, and to be honest with you, that's why I don't get too high or too low with Jayden. You know what I mean? He a rookie. Rookies, you know what I mean? When he plays, I expect him to I don't expect him to always play at this level all the time. Period. I just don't, because as a rookie. That's what happens. When you're a rookie quarterback, you're going to see defenses. They're going to scheme up things differently, and you're going to have to now change the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Is Jayden a perfect quarterback? No. But is he electric? Yeah. Is he an awesome rookie quarterback? Yeah. Will he be at a high level, be one of the best quarterbacks in the league for years to come? I believe so. So I'm just saying, but in this time frame right now, he's learning just like anybody. When a situation isn't advantageous for you, you can struggle. That's what happens with rookies. You know what I mean? I always use this. Peyton Manning wasn't in the best situation as a rookie coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? But he threw 80 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Look at him now. You know, look at it. Look how his career ended. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man.
I have a question for you guys. I got a question, and it's for guys in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, he's still awesome for the year. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see everybody's thought on this one. Ahead, if Washington wins the game against Pittsburgh last week, are we having the same narrative?
No.
Oh, no.
It's not a thing. No one, and they barely lost that. It's not a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Washington
agree
wins
with
the
you. It's
game
not even a
against Pittsburgh last
thing.
week. Are we having the same narrative tonight
No, it's not
with
even
the
a
loss
thing.
to Philadelphia?
No, not at all.
Oh, Cakes, are they bad luck? Cakes and Eric Pickle got to stop Pickle. At least the Junkies. I don't mess with the Junkies, bro.
Yeah, no, the hell with the
Timothy,
Junkies.
man. I don't mess.
Yeah, no, the hell with the Junkies for
I don't mess with
lots
the
and
Junkies,
lots of
bro.
reasons.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's with the Junkies. But you know what? But I respect you, Timothy, man. I respect you because you a dope dude. I respect you though. I mean, yeah, Jayden Rookie of the Year. Well, how's that changed? No, Jayden Rookie of the Year. He Offensive Rookie.
Yeah,
of the
he
Year.
rookie of the year. There's nobody else better.
But I will
Yeah.
say this though, to your point, Glenn. I do want to like add that in. Like, I do feel like the Eagles. If you're an Eagles fan, you feel like, dang, man, you almost let this game get away because all the kicks you missed. So to your point, Glenn, I do agree with you that like, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm saying to myself like, we missed some kicks. We should be better off in this game. But on the flip side, if I'm being a Washington fan, I felt like we let them off the hook because when they gave us before the fourth quarter, there was an opportunity to take control of this game for real. You know what I mean? To take control. I even thought when they kicked 3, so when they got the field goal and kicked 3 coming out of half, I ain't like the play calling. It wasn't going for the kill. It was more.
Yeah.
It wasn't going for the kill. Like you have an opportunity to go for the kill and it didn't go for the kill. I feel like they scored a touchdown
and a
there.
couple different times tonight, they got the ball in really good field position, did nothing with it. That's the thing. If they had managed to win this game, Tress Way would have been almost a damn MVP because he kept putting them down there, putting them way back. Washington had all the advantage with field position, and if they had won this game, that would have been a story.
Yeah,
would have been how much advantage they'd had in terms of where they started their drives.
That's why I feel like the play calling for me, and go back to the play calling, like coming back out of the half, he had an opportunity to score 7. And I thought the certain plays, and I'm getting my plays mixed up, but certain plays throughout that process, I was like, like you ain't go for the kill. Like then you was running stupid plays where you should just go for the first down. And I'm thinking to myself, you score a touchdown here. The way this Eagles offense is, your defense is keeping them out of the end zone. They're only getting 3. If they do they're giving 3. You're not letting Jalen Hurts beat them with his arm, which I did predict. I didn't think his arm would kill the Commanders, but I was surprised that they let him get out. They broke containment and run because Armstrong got out of containment, which kind of annoyed me.
Yeah.
I mentioned Percy Butler, who I thought had a good opportunity to make a play, didn't make a play. I just felt like those drives, because when you play the Eagles, you want to get them away from 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. You want to get them at 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 because you want the push, the tush, whatever they call that play, the push rule.
The brotherly shove.
Yeah, whatever they call that crap. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, here Darnell said before we're going to end the show soon, but Darnell said, what did Jahan Dotson do tonight? What was his stats? I know
he caught the first pass of the game.
Yeah, they were trying to give him some work because Sirianni does nasty work. He was trying to get him on. He was trying to get him to put up some numbers, man. He was. You could tell he was trying. Lord knows he was trying. You know what I'm saying?
And then there was a big drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought my man Mikey made a play on it. I was giving Mikey all the love. I thought Mikey made a play on that play.
No, I mean that was a good play by Mikey, but I almost called him Josh Dotson. Jahan Dotson should have caught that.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
Cliff's play calling is getting predictable. That's what I'm saying. 2nd and 3rd is short, and he tries to be cute. See, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm starting to feel like teams are catching up with Cliff. Like I'm starting to go where Glenn is talking about. I think teams are starting to, because it goes to what we talked about before. It's past the midpoint. Yeah, it's past the midpoint. This is when teams typically figure him out.
Yeah, real quick, Jahan Dotson stats: 1 catch, 8 yards, 2 targets.
So that first catch, the first play of the game, he got a catch and then nothing.
Then he got the drop.
And can we also say this too? Even though it was on the best drive of the game, your offensive line is struggling. Your left tackle's getting his tail kicked, and you got John Bates going out in the pattern and catching passes. That's not John Bates. Mostly John Bates has been really good at blocking and helping out your tackles when you need him to. Yeah. John Bates needed to be helping Brandon Coleman tonight.
That's true. That's a good point. Should have.
Good point. Good point.
I thought that I'm agreeing with you. I think they should have utilized the tight ends even more though in the passing game.
They do, but that's Ben Sinnott or Zach Ertz to me.
Oh no, I'm saying it just in general. You're right. I'm just saying in general. Like I felt like they should do the ball to the tight ends a lot more. I felt like that their advantage was because the Eagles linebackers aren't the best cover linebackers in terms of like that situation. I just felt like they didn't utilize that at all.
I felt like on the fourth, on the third down and 1, before they got stuffed on the fourth down when they should have kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
When they were in 3 tight ends, I'm like, oh, this would be the time. This would be the time to pull play action out and throw it to one of them tight ends. You can throw out of this thing, and they didn't do it.
You know what?
And I felt like early in the year they might have tried something like that.
You know what? This is my problem with you. I agree with you, George. If you knew you were going to go for it automatically, then you could have ran play action, just go for it on fourth down. If you knew you were going to go for it, like if you knew this was I'm going for it.
Be more aggressive.
Then just be aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you knew it, I guess that was my problem. Like if you knew you were going to go for it, all right, I'm gonna get 2. I got 2 downs to get 1. 2 downs to get 1 yard. All right, let me take a shot here. They're probably gonna sell out. Let me take a shot here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you, George. I totally agree with you. Jeremy said more chip blocks and maybe keeping the tight end and running back on the blocks so they can take a shot. I agree. See, I take the shot. You know what I mean? Because they always talk about getting Ben Sinnott more burn. That was an opportunity to kind of get him right there. So I agree with you.
Well, and I do wonder. I mean, I know Eckler's all right at the chip blocks, but probably our best blocking running back's Chris Rodriguez, and he was inactive tonight, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But Nichols can block. I mean, Nichols can block too.
Nichols not Nichols can do bad.
He can block too. Nichols can block. B-Rob, it's not a bad block. Yeah, not bad blockers. It's just that it is what it is, man. It was a tough game, man. It was tough.
It's okay.
It was a tough game, man.
We'll
be okay though, man. Folks, we'll be okay though. We'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. They got 10 days of group. It's okay. Yeah. And I'm not saying that because because of the bye week. It's just again that Thursday night game give you 10 days. You can regroup, plan for Dallas Cowboys and get it together.
Yeah,
they need to beat the brakes off the Cowboys because they got
to send a message. Paul said, question, y'all, is it time for Ben? I mean, to be fair, Zach Ertz played well. I'm not going to he did play well though. Zach Ertz
I want more. I've been wanting more Ben Sinnott from week 1, Paul. So I ain't the right person to ask.
But he got to be. So when I heard he's just not as good a route runner as Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
He's not a good route. And if you watch Ben Sinnott in Kansas State, I mean, he's tough. But in terms of being the route runner, he ain't like Zach Ertz. But he's tough though. He's hard to bring down. He's like I will say that he's a hard dude to bring down. I watched enough of him in Kansas State. He's a hard dude to bring down. So and you have to scheme him open correctly. He can get you have to scheme him open. Zach Ertz, he's a vet, and Zach Ertz knows how to get open. He does get open. He played tougher. I'll give Zach Ertz his flowers. He did what I thought he would do. He played tougher today than he did against the Steelers.
Yeah,
he saw the press clippings. I know that. I can tell.
He caught everything thrown to him today, I believe, too.
He did. He caught he had a one-handed catch too and everything. He was
he missed one. He missed one. He was 6 for 7.
Yeah. This is good though. Looks like 2 routes, seam routes and flats. Yeah, he's good at that. Ben Sinnott. You're right. That's true. He's good at the steam route, definitely. But yeah, man, y'all, appreciate y'all for being on here with us, man. Through this late night. It's 12:22 on the East Coast. So appreciate y'all for watching this, listening to us talk about this loss. But you know what, like Glenn and George said, we're gonna be okay. Don't worry about it, y'all. We'll be okay.
We're gonna be all right.
Exactly, man. But hey, before we end this show off, first off, I'm gonna say this first. If you on YouTube right now, hit the like button. ASAP now. Hit the like button. You know what I mean? Hit it. And if you're watching us from a different platform like X, or Facebook, you see the YouTube link. Click that YouTube link. Subscribe to us right now. Just subscribe to us. We're building the brand here. We're doing good things. Obviously, folks out here know what time it is. We out here. Our post games are dope, and the chat's dope. That's what makes our post game dope. The chat just super dope.
Yep.
Hey man, Darnell, I appreciate you, homie.
Appreciate
you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to our podcast. On YouTube, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yep. Also, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. All right, man. Appreciate all of y'all for tuning in and chiming in on the chat. Appreciate y'all for even coming in to the chat and giving us your comments, man. I appreciate you, man. Jeremy. Appreciate you. Support these good brothers. Appreciate you, Jeremy. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Deluxe, you latest, I don't know what, 10 days to heal and come back stronger. You're right, though, Deluxe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're right, though. We're going to get stronger, man. And again, real talk. We lost on the road, man. Come on, man. We lost on the road. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Let's see him. Let's see him in Northwest Stadium. Let's see him in Northwest Stadium, man. For real. And then we can know what time it is. All right, y'all. You've been listening to All Burgundy and Go Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM at 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out.
Oh, shoot.
I'm posed. Then it wait a minute. I'm out. Hold on.